Hey everyone, I'm Tom.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we are the Mortons on the Move.
Welcome to Mondays with the Mortons.
We're coming to you today from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, halfway across the country from where we talked to you guys last in Colorado. We're here visiting family and getting some stuff done.
Yeah, we've got a list a mile long of projects we're working on that we'll be sharing with you. But first, we're going to catch you up on what we've been doing since Colorado.
So we are here more than half a country away from where we talked to you guys last in Carbondale, Colorado. We've had some crazy adventures. From Carbondale, we headed up to Grand County, Colorado.
We found a beautiful campground on this beautiful reservoir, and that was a great place for us to host some friends of ours who flew in from Michigan to visit with us. Our good friends Tyler and Jen from before we even hit the road.
We picked them up in Denver and started to have some amazing adventures, the first of which was an amazing hike into the Never Summer Wilderness. It was National Forest, and we went up and we found Lost Lake.
I guess it wasn't lost anymore. This lake was beautiful. It was a gorgeous short little hike, and it was really not busy at all. It's one of the things we love about exploring some of the wilderness areas and national forests is that they're usually very low trafficked.
Yeah, it's not very deep.
No, it's not.
Grand County, Colorado is up in the mountains and has a whole bunch of awesome small towns as well. And we explored Fraser and Winter Park with them, went to a whole bunch of wineries, distilleries, and breweries up there as well.
Our next big day was a trip to Rocky Mountain National Park. Again, that'll be the second time for us, first time for them, and we drove the entire park to show them the beauty of that area.
We went on a number of beautiful hikes, and Rocky Mountain, again, its splendor just blew us away. We hiked Sprague Lake.
And remember, we got downpoured on.
We also hiked Alberta Falls, and we went and saw the alluvial Fan Falls on our way up Fall River Road, which was an incredible drive.
It was the original road through the park. It's dirt, one way, one lane, and it's amazing when you're driving it and doing these narrow switchbacks up the mountain, thinking people used to drive their Model Ts up this road, so it was really crazy.
We also did a couple high altitude hikes to some mountain peaks up there, and just in general, Rocky Mountain National Park is a really incredible place.
We saw tons of wildlife too. We saw a mama and baby moose. We saw tons of marmots. We saw another moose and then a whole herd of elk. It was great.
Another day's outing, we went up to Mount Evans. We talked to you guys a while back about going up Pikes Peak. This time we went up Mount Evans, which is actually the highest road in America.
The highest paved road in America.
The drive up there was incredible. Maybe because we'd already done Pikes Peak, it wasn't quite as terrifying. It's not as steep and scary.
I don't know, it was pretty steep and scary.
It winds through the mountains, the clouds come over. It's such a beautiful drive. If you're out there, it's totally worth it. It only cost, actually it was National Forest Service, so with our National Park Pass, it was free to us. We already paid that. But I think it was only $15 per car, and after 6 o'clock, it's free anyways. Definitely worth a drive up Mount Evans.
We saw tons of wildlife up there as well. We saw bighorn sheep, just like a whole herd of them across the road. And we also saw mountain goats, including a mama and a little baby that were right next to the road. We just kind of pulled up next to them with the truck, and they were like right there. It was awesome.
The view from the top was amazing as well. It's kind of neat. You can't drive to the very, very top. It's a couple 100-foot climb to the peak of the mountain, and you get up there and the view is just panoramic, 360 degrees all the way around. Yeah, incredible. There's also an observatory up there, and there's some history and information about what they use Mount Evans for from a scientific perspective.
Next on our places to hit up was Steamboat Springs, specifically Strawberry Hot Springs. We had heard a lot about this place, all good things. It's this natural hot spring area near Steamboat Springs that you can go to, and they've got multiple pools of different temperatures with this natural spring water coming out that is unbelievably hot.
A couple pools were hotter than others in certain areas, but otherwise it was incredibly relaxing. We hung out for a couple hours just floating around in the hot springs and really enjoyed ourselves.
Very relaxing.
Lastly, in the Grand County area, we went and visited Fossil Ridge, north of Kremlin, Colorado. This is a really neat area that has some of the highest concentration of ammonite fossils in the world, and we were able to sift through and find all kinds of amazing fossils. It's out there, it's not marked, you gotta kind of find it, and it was a lot of fun. After that, we left Grand County and drove back down towards Denver, but first we made a stop in Boulder.
We did a couple of cool things in Boulder. One was to go on the Celestial Seasonings Tea Factory tour, which was awesome. It was free, and you also get to taste tons of free tea samples, which if you're a tea drinker like we are, it was really, really fun. They let you sample everything that they have as much as you want, and going through the tea factory itself was really awesome. We could smell all the ingredients, and they even have this peppermint room that you walk in and it's just like so strong.
But we don't have any footage of any of that because they don't let you take cameras through the factory.
You're just gonna have to trust us. Go on the tour if you get a chance. We also walked downtown along the Pearl Street Mall and found Boulder was a very cute little town.
We then dropped our friends off at the airport, had a few meetings and business things to take care of in Denver. We did also meet up with the Endless Map couple, another full-time RV couple.
Yep, they've recently hit the road and they're hanging out in the Denver area for a bit. So if you're in the area, feel free to look them up. We will link to them below. After that, we hit the road and it's been crazy ever since.
So in a couple days, we crossed the entire country. We headed towards West Virginia, where my cousin was getting married. We took the RV all the way to Iowa,
Yep.
and we dropped it there at an RV storage place.
Yep, and we dropped it there because we knew that after the West Virginia wedding, we were going to be coming up here to the Upper Peninsula. So it didn't really make sense for us to drag the RV all the way over to West Virginia and then back to Michigan. So we left it in storage there, took the truck, and drove to West Virginia for the wedding.
So it was really strange. We went for a 10-day trip without the RV, which we have not done in 3 years, so not having our house behind us felt a little bit weird. But we stayed with friends and family. First of all, we went to Dayton and stayed with some high school friends of mine and their family. And then we hopped over to West Virginia, where my cousin was getting married.
West Virginia is a special place in our hearts because it's one of the first places that we went to when we first hit the road. And to visit all that family and to see everybody again was really, really cool, really special, and it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding.
Yeah, my family's property is located up in a holler up there. It's so quiet and so beautiful. I think West Virginia kind of keeps people out because it's difficult to get around. The roads are so windy, but because of that, it's just a very quiet, comfortable place, and we really enjoy it. Their slogan is "Wild and Wonderful West Virginia," and I think that's pretty accurate.
After the wedding, we went over to Virginia to visit our friends, the Stampers, another full-time family who you may remember from some of our videos, and we've had some pretty great adventures with them. We went on another adventure while we were with them to Shenandoah National Park.
It was crazy hot and crazy humid, so we hiked up a river to find some waterfalls that had deep swimming holes. We swam at the base of waterfalls with them. It was so cold and refreshing, but when we were finishing up swimming, it started to rain.
Downpouring, like torrential. It was nuts.
We had all of our camera equipment with us and stuff, so we had to find a little cave to put our stuff in while we just got soaked until the thunderstorm had finally rolled by. So
not too much footage of that, I think, because it was raining so hard. But overall, it was a really great time. We had a lot of fun. So after that, we headed back to the RV in Iowa through Ohio and Indiana, stopped and saw some other family of mine, and got back to the RV, picked that up, and it felt so good to be home.
A couple more days on the road and we finally landed here. We put on 3,700 miles in, what do we determine, 16 days of driving?
18 days, 16 days of driving.
And we are pretty exhausted, but we're glad to be here. We're all set up. We have all kinds of things to take care of, some of which we're going to be sharing with you guys, and it's just, it feels good to be stationary finally.
So because we do travel full time, a lot of people think that, you know, we do move a lot, but we really try not to, because the travel part of it is really exhausting. Having to drive every single day, it's very tiresome. It takes a lot of time, and we really have gotten into, I think, a place where we like to travel a little ways and then stay for quite a long period of time.
By quite a long period of time, like probably 5 days to a week is comfortable for us.
Or 2 weeks.
But we'll be here an extended period of time, which sometimes we need to recharge.
Yes.
So that brings you up to date on where we're at and what we've been up to. Thank you so much for joining us as always. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We love having you along for our adventures.
And we will see you again very soon. We're going to be coming out with more videos, we promise. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.